weekend all. I'm Ira Epstein. I wish I could say I was coming from the Red Sea, but as you can see, it is all red behind me. But it's not the Red Sea. It is Saturday, and we are now at the 5th of April, 2025. And this is your weekend edition where we look at the weekly charts for what the spiders, ETFs, and stock markets have done. And if you've listened to my financial video, I'm not going to go into everything again. I don't want to wear you out with that. I cover it all there with my, let's use the word spiel at the beginning. So I'm not going to repeat it here. It's there for you. Just go on the website and listen to it. Suffice to say, trying to pick out what might and might not be good in this market, well, you've got to think it through. I'm looking at interest rates break. And I'm saying to myself, okay, if interest rates keep going down, it is just the beginning of spring. What will that do for mortgage companies? What will that do for people that want to buy homes? What would it do for a Home Depot? Another thing, cars. The new tariffs are now hitting. I have one of my close friends bought a car yesterday. Went in and got rid of one of his cars to buy one because he didn't want to get hit with the extra tariff. I understand it. But what about auto parts? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of auto parts are made abroad, and a lot will have tariffs. But there's a big difference between the price of an auto part and the price of a new car. So people are expected to hold on to their cars much longer. That's good for the Carvanas, the CarMaxes. I think you'd agree with that. It's not good for the manufacturers of cars. If you'll notice, I believe it's GM and Ford. They're unloading inventory in the U.S. like there's no tomorrow. And big time sales are taking place. This is the ideal time to go into that showroom and pick up the car of your dreams if that's what you're interested in doing. You got two things happening. Interest rates on cars are falling, along with everything else. And the value of the car has come down, and you could probably strike a pretty good deal because they want to move product. And that's what they're going to end up doing. So different things there. I won't go into the charts behind me because I want to talk these. This is Rocket Mortgage. And Rocket Mortgage, to me, on this break, was not able to get under the $10 mark. They've been on an acquisition mode. I like what they're doing. And again, I think that they're going to be all in-house. They can give you the mortgage. They'll have the website where you can find homes eventually. They got everything there. So I'm looking at the market at a double top that has been in place. You do have a higher high, then a lower high. You've dropped to a new low. You had an outside week to the upside here. So this market has spun around in a big way. If this market can take out 1585, it signals in a massive way that maybe the worst of the break is over. Let's face it, it just came from the $21 mark, it went to 10, had a 50% break. They did some acquisitions. And now with all this happening, the chart action is starting to validate exactly what they're doing as a business model. All you fell down to, throw the name off of it. You came down into major support of the 18-week average in red. As you can see, the 200-week in the green, and in the gray, the green is the 100-week, and the gray is the 200-week. I have a typo on my spot. This should be 200-week, not 20. So as I look at it all and put it together, I go to myself, major averages hit. And when you think of a 200-week, that's 4 years almost worth of moving average. What's a 100-week? That's 2 years. 52 weeks a year. Just think it through. And that's pretty big support areas, and the market held. The resistance is right here where it's been, the Bollinger Band. That's what's been stopping the market. Now, can it break through here? I think it can, and then on ways down, it might be something to look at from an accumulation point. I don't think it's right now. You're overbought, you're at the Bollinger Band, but it's worth getting into your checklist of things you might want. Then I looked at O'Reilly Automotive. Now, the problem with O'Reilly and AutoZone sells trades about 3 times this, in the 3,000 range. This is 1389. It's not for everybody, okay? I don't like covering these type of parts. So I figured I'd use this week rather than say, I think you can get in here, get in there, as these are idea stocks. I wouldn't tell you to buy a Bollinger Band. I think you realize that it's overbought. But I am telling you, this market's going to have a very hard time getting back under the 18-week average. And the automotive supply part of this business is going to be good. So will repair shops. They should be doing bonanza work over time. Then we get to Home Depot, which isn't yet seeing the benefit. It's down to the 100-week average. It's been holding it forever. That's the best way that I could explain it. Literally forever. And if it can do that and get through the highs of this week, I think you're then making your bottom in the market. So those are the ones that I've got interest in. Netflix, not yet. Netflix fell apart. For the week, you were down $78, let's call it $78, 8.35%. You could be going into the washout to the 817 level as America's scared of recession. And when you're scared of recession, what things can I cut in my household? Now, of the streaming services I would not cut, it would be this one. But if I had to get rid of the others, I would probably keep my Amazon for the Amazon shopping and Prime TV. Apple's gone. I mean, I can go down the list. AMC is off. Paramount's gone. Those are the type of things I believe will be coming off of it. Then we get to the Chinese parts. Now, China went all in. So instead of saying to the president and just being quiet, they said, you hit us with an additional 34% tariff. What do you think you are? We'll do the same to you. So 34% on everything. Now, the other way, you want to sell to us? It's 34% higher. Well, that put the soybean market down 40 cents like that. It put the meat markets limit down in every category on the futures markets. Did you see what it did to oil? $5 a barrel lower. Not because they put a tariff on that, but this leads to everybody's economy contracting. China says it'll grow 5%. Sure. If we keep our tariffs at 54% and they keep theirs at 50%, and you think our economy is going to grow like it was supposed to grow this year and theirs is, then you have a real problem with investing. That isn't going to be the case. And they won't tell the truth with their numbers anyways. On the CME, I've been looking, why aren't the brokerage firms doing better? Robinhood, Schwab, I can go on and on, IBK. I'm looking at all of them. And part of it's the exchanges also. So we had the run up on that volume, but I think everybody's sort of scared that maybe trading will pull in a little bit as traders get scared. I think they're wrong. I think that when this happens, I've been through this, let this market pull back and give you better opportunity. You traded for the Merck stock at the 200 level forever. I mean, forever. It was here when I still had my offices in the Board of Trade, and that's quite a few years ago now. I moved out a couple of years ago. And then it moved up to the new pricing. It'll give back a chunk of that, I think, and then that'll be the time to come into the market. So today, and what we're talking about are the what-if scenarios. On the regional banking, well, I don't know what to do with the regional banking. I think that they make their money on mortgages, which I've already told you what I like with Reddit, with what we've got with Rocket. So now the question is, where do you go with this? Well, they're saying their local areas are slowing down, farm communities slowing, business areas, regular small business. I see that. So I think that's what's happening right now as traders get scared. The industrial sector, Spider, well, of course it's going to get hit. Could it go to the 200-week average? It could. You're at the first major support, which was the Bollinger Band and this number, and it all happened in 1 week. It didn't work its way down. It fell into that number. So you're still very much in the bear camp here. In XLE, higher high, lower low, big time. So now you're down to the 200-week. I don't think you'll just let go of that. I think the market will play at that for a couple of weeks on right here. There's nothing bullish, though. You do realize you just fell in this market from roughly the $94 mark to 78. Did it in all of 10 days. That's a huge hit in that market. In the dollar, this is why I think you saw short covering on Friday. you got to the Bollinger Band and the combination of the 200 week average with it. That's often a big support area, as it tried to be right here. For 2 weeks, you hung in at the 100 and that, then you gave ground. So I can see the market playing its argument right there. In the gold market, eventually profit taking is going to hit. That's the important thing, and you're getting there right now. So we'll see if you can hold on to the embedded reading. Gold futures were down 80 some odd dollars on Friday. So a big break. We'll see if that follows through in here. I think the break is a buy. If you lose the embedded reading, then I wouldn't want out. In the copper market, you let go in the market right here. Take a look, higher high, lower low. Now also when you come back and you look at GLD, look at the daily chart. You lost the bullish reading in the daily chart. And that's a sign that you could drop a bit more there if it's not regained instantly. In other words, Monday, in plain English. If it's not regained, then it's lost in the odds favor. The market will drop back a bit more. So that's how I'm interpreting what I'm seeing going on. So how do you put this all together? Well, you're seeing how I'm using Bollinger Bands over and over with moving averages. You could do the same. I teach it in a course. It's all video course. It comes with the software you're seeing me use here. It comes with access to my morning subscriptions and my written update, my special reports for a short period of time, couple of weeks. You'll finish this course in 1 day. So how do you get it? Go to iraepstein.com, education. It's right there for you. And I'll pick up with you all come Monday morning. Take care now.